What's up, sports bettors? Matt Moda here with OddsJam, coming to you on a Wednesday, August 3rd morning, here to give you some MLB best bets for today. So we have a pretty awesome slate of MLB games. We have some of them starting pretty early at noon Eastern, 10 a.m. my time, being in Mountain Time. And we're just going to bet some baseball. So everything that I come out with here on the YouTube channel that you see is part of our free picks package on the OddsJam Discord. So any play you see from me on YouTube, any play you see from me on Twitter or any other form of social media, TikTok, Pickit, it's all going to be a free play. We do have some paid picks as well if you guys do want access to that. The link for the Discord is in the description of the video. Everything that we play, free or not free, is tracked in this spreadsheet. So we had a rough patch at the beginning, but in the green now. We are firmly in the green, up about 4 units with our expert picks, up about just over 2 units with our prize picks. And we do have them differentiated. So the OddsJam team, me, Alex, and Randall are coming out with our best picks, posting them in the expert picks or the prize picks chat. So for those of you who don't necessarily have the time to do what, it's my job to look at the sports books and identify profitable bets, which is really nice. Not everybody, we understand, has that time. So if you want to cash with us, join the OddsJam Discord, check out our plays, or if you just want to tail the free picks as well, totally fine. Either way, I would recommend checking out the Discord. The link to it is in the description of the video. While we're here, would also appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. Helps me out a ton, as part of my role here at OddsJam is to work on the YouTube channel. So it helps me out a ton. If you are enjoying the content that I've been putting out, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. But let's get into it. So pretty awesome slate, not only of MLB games, but just of positive EV plays. So scrolling here on the OddsJam Positive EV page, there are 52 total positive expected value plays. So right now, I just have it filtered percentage 3 and above, because that's kind of the line that I like to draw when I'm kind of playing MLB plays in bulk. Sport, obviously, have it for baseball, and market with keeping it at 25 and below, specifically because I'm not looking at player props right now. I'll look at the game props first, and then I will look at some player props. And let me refresh this to make sure everything is constant, and let's get into it. So right off the bat, there was a play here that I identified that I think is really good. We're looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates first half run line plus 0.5. So basically, as long as it's either tied or they're winning at the end of the 5th inning, this bet will hit. So it's positive EV percent all the way up to 6.12%, which is pretty awesome. That's a pretty high EV, especially for a situation in which we're still getting tight market width at 17 cents. Market width just calculates the difference between both sides of the OddsJam line. 34 minus 17 equals 17. Anything that is 25 and below, it's also what I have my my width set at, my market width filters set at. It's going to be well within range of something that I think is worthy of being bet. And this one being at 17, 6% EV, all in all, really good start for this specific bet. So the FanDuel line, which we are betting it at, is at plus 138. And the OddsJam line, again, plus 117 with the VIG removed, priced at plus 124. Pretty big gap of 14 cents between the no VIG odds of the OddsJam line and the FanDuel line. Another reason why I like this one is just look where every other book prices this play. FanDuel has it at plus 138. No other book is giving you better odds than plus 120. To me, this is a very clear outlier of a situation, and that it should be bet. So in terms of unit sizing, it's just above a 2-unit play. I'll go ahead and round this one down to 2 units, plus 138 odds on FanDuel. And let's go ahead and lock this bad boy in. So it's Brewers, Pirates, first half run line, Pirates plus 0.5, 100, not my free bet, $100 bet and place bet. And we're good to go here. So this is my first bet. Again, let me add it to my bet tracker. Just a ton going for us on this individual bet that I definitely recommend everybody tail. The 6% EV is pretty remarkable. Normally, the plays that I end up playing are between kind of 3 and 4%. That's kind of the line that most of these are at. And those are still good. Anything that is, any play that is on the EV page is going to be a profitable play. It's kind of just narrowing down the options from the EV page to limit variance. And this play betting on an outlier. Again, no other book is giving you better than plus 120 odds on this one. And we're getting it all the way at plus 148. BetMGM is pretty much pricing this close to even money at plus 105. So all in all, a really good play. One thing that I like to look at, because I just find it interesting, is looking at the win percentage of the no vig odds, kind of viewing that as the true line, saying, okay, based on this bet has a blank percent chance of occurring, and then comparing that to the win percentage associated with the odds that I'm betting it at, because you can kind of see the difference in probabilities from there. It might only be interesting to me as a math nerd, it's a data analyst in me coming out, but if you click this calculator here, pulls up the win percentage. So this bet has about a win percentage of 44.6%. So basically, this bet was played 100 times, it would win about between 44 and 45 times out of 100. That might not seem like a lot. I think I get a lot of questions just talking to customers and stuff about not playing certain plays because of the win percentage. And that's not necessarily the best way to look at it. The best way to look at it is the gap between the win percentage of the no vig odds and the win percentage of the bet that we'd be placing it at, which in this case we can calculate. If you go to the odds converter calculator, type in plus 138, that has an implied win percentage of 42%. So over 2% difference between the no vig odds win percentage and the implied odds of plus 138. So basically, if we're just looking at this from a math perspective, not even thinking about sports, we're betting on a play that we know, based on the OddsJam line, pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, with the vig removed, should hit at about a 44.5% rate, a little bit above 44.5%. But we're placing the bet at odds that it only needs to hit 42% of the time and will break even. So that gap, that 2% difference, is another way in which you can kind of think about positive expected value. It's basically like we're flipping a coin that we know is weighted towards heads, but we're placing a bet with someone that still thinks it's 50-50. That's kind of the way that you can view it. So even with this lower win percentage of plus 138, I still think this one is really valuable. Obviously, I put 2 units on it, the full $100. So I definitely recommend tailing this one. Then the next one that I really liked was, you see how there is 3 lines for the Padres, -3, -2.5, -2. So I get a lot of questions as well, asking what to do in a situation such as this where there are multiple lines. Do you take all 3? Do you only take 1? If you only take 1, which one should I take? And to be honest, there's no right or wrong answer. It all depends on preference. I know some people that just take all of them based on the calculator. So I'd put 90 at -3, and I would put 85 at -2.5, and I would put 100 at -110. Take all 3. If the Padres win by 3 or more, you're sitting pretty. There are other people who are a little more risk averse and just play the highest percent, or play the bet that is most likely to occur based on the no vig odds. For me, what I do in a situation such as this is I just play the one with the tightest market, which in this case is the 14 cents of the Padres -2. So again, I'm not saying that my strategy is the best one and that other strategies are bad. It all depends on personal preference. For me, I tend to be a little more risk averse. I just play the tightest market. So in this case, it's the Padres -2 at -110 odds. Now, backing the Padres after the massive trades that they made, I don't think is terrible at all. They're playing at home in San Diego, where they have a little bit of an advantage against the Rockies not being in their home stadium. So I do like this just from the brief handicapping that I know about what's going on in baseball. And in terms of unit sizing for this one, it's about, like I said, another 2 unit bet here, $100. The win percentage of this one is a little bit higher, 54.3%. But the EV percent is a little bit lower, which is why the amount to wager is kind of the same. This number amount to wager it's a mathematical formula calculated based on the win percentage as well as the odds that you're betting it at. So the number goes up. It goes up based on 2 things. Number 1, based on the win percentage, and it also goes up based on the difference of the win percentage and the odds that you're betting it at. So because this one, even though it's only a 10 cent gap between the no vig odds of -119 and the Padres -2 at -110. It's still saying we should put $100 on it because this bet has a higher likelihood chance of occurring. So if I were to change this to, let's say, 100 or plus 110, it's telling me to put a lot more. or if the win percentage goes from 54 to 60, it's telling me to put a lot more. So you kind of understand how all that stuff works. So all in all, regardless, this checks out to be a really good bet. 14 cents in market width is really tight. So let me go. I guess I have to relog in. All right, so I'm logged in. So now let's just go to this Padres game, and let's go ahead and lock in the -110 odds. Alternate lines. It's going to be Padres -2, -110 odds. Another 2-unit play, $100, place bet, and we are good to go. So both bets have been locked in. +1, the +1/2 Pirates, the -2 Padres. So let me add this one to my bet tracker, $100. And that's going to be it in terms of my MLB best bets for today. So I have 2 total, both locked in using the OddsJam Positive EV page, added to my bet tracker. As you can see here, Pirates run line +1/2, Padres -2, and that's going to be it. So if you're tailing these bets, I would love to hear it. Again, would appreciate it if you could comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. It's super, super helpful for me. If you want to find me on other forms, social media, you can on Twitter, Modi_Matt. I'm on OddsJam_Matt on TikTok, and that's going to be it. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck.